Hello, and welcome to another episode in our Quick Shifts with Compassionate Curiosities series, which are short and sweet episodes designed to give you quick yet powerful insights, practical tools, and mindset shifts that you can take with you into your day. If you're new here to the podcast or starting here, welcome. These quick shifts are like little doses of clarity and kindness. Each one is grounded in self awareness, self compassion, and personal empowerment. So we cover themes like body acceptance, reworking disempowering self talk, shifting your relationship with food and movement, and learning how to show up for yourself with more gentleness and authenticity. I'm your host, Rachel from Tranquilopawellness, and I specialize in helping women and teens reduce body insecurity and dissatisfaction, navigate body image struggles, and to go from self criticism to feeling more comfortable and empowered in their skin. And today's topic is a big one that I think we all need a little more of. And by think, I mean, I know that most of us need a little more of, and that is self compassion. So, we're going to dive into what self compassion really is, why it's often misunderstood, and how it can actually be a far more powerful motivator than self criticism. So, we'll also cover simple, tangible ways that you can start practicing self compassion in your day to day life, especially in those moments when it feels hardest to give yourself kindness. So, I want to invite you in joining me in a mindful breath moment. So, wherever you are, this could be eyes open, closed, just pause and take a deep breath in through your nose and a long breath out through your nose. And we're coming back. So let's talk about what is self-compassion. Let's talk about what self-compassion is not. So self-compassion is not self-pity. It's not letting yourself off the hook. And it's definitely not weakness. According to Kristen Neff, who is a pioneer in this field, self-compassion has three components: self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness. So, self kindness is speaking to yourself with warmth and gentleness, especially in times of failure or difficulty. Common humanity refers to recognizing that everyone struggles and that imperfection is part of being human. And the third component, mindfulness, is being aware of your pain or difficulty without over identifying with it or pushing it away. And so let's look at why self compassion even matters and also why it's not weakness or complacency. I feel like one of the most common pushbacks I hear is, but if I go easier on myself, won't I become lazy or let myself go or let people walk all over me or stop reaching for my goals? And this is a really understandable fear, right? Especially if you've been taught to believe that being hard on yourself is the only way to stay motivated or protect yourself. But here's the thing: research doesn't support that fear. In fact, studies show that self compassionate people are more likely to take personal responsibility, maintain healthy boundaries, and pursue their goals with more resilience, not less. So, for example, in a study by Breens and Chen, participants who practiced self compassion after imagining a personal failure were more motivated to improve, try again, and to learn from the experience than those who responded with self criticism. So they were less likely to feel stuck in shame and more likely to take further action because they weren't shutting down or attacking themselves. And when it comes to standing up for yourself, self compassion actually increases assertiveness. Kristen Neff, who I mentioned earlier, explored this in her research on fierce self compassion, where she showed that people who treat themselves with kindness are better able to set limits, advocate for themselves, and say no when something isn't right because they believe they're worthy of respect. And on top of that, research shows that self-compassion increases emotional resilience and social connectedness and reduces anxiety and depression. So self-compassion isn't about letting yourself or others off the hook. It's about relating to your experiences, even the messy ones, especially the messy ones, in a way that builds you up rather than, in a way that breaks you down. And from that place, real change becomes not only possible, but sustainable. And so let's take a minute to look at self criticism. So, self criticism, on the other hand, actually triggers our threat system. It floods the body with stress hormones and feelings of shame, which can lead to shutdown, burnout, procrastination, or other forms of self sabotage. And high levels of self criticism have been shown to be associated with worse coping, greater depressive symptoms, and impaired functioning. So, when we believe self criticism makes us stronger, we're actually reinforcing patterns that keep us stuck. So, let's look at 4 practical and accessible ways to start practicing self compassion in our day to day lives. Number 1 is the gentle interrupt. This is your invitation to gently interrupt the cycle of self criticism when you start to spiral down that avenue. So, the moment that you catch yourself slipping into that disempowering self talk, say to yourself, okay, wait, what's actually happening here? And follow that up with, if someone I loved was feeling this, what would I say to them? And then lastly, how can I offer that to myself right now? So it's not about fixing the moment, right? It's about softening it. It's interrupting the old pattern and trying something kinder. The second way that we can try and cultivate more self-compassion is called an activity postcards from my kinder self. So at the beginning of the week, write out a short encouraging note to yourself as if you were your own best friend. Keep it somewhere visible. So this could be like on your mirror, your desk, your phone lock screen, and read it every time that you need a reminder. Some examples could be, you're doing better than you think. It's okay to rest. Growth isn't linear and you're allowed to take up space in the meantime. Or, I'm experiencing a moment of struggle. Struggle is part of being human. May I be kind to myself in this moment? And this can become a weekly ritual, a practice of rewiring your inner narrative. Number 3 is called name the need. So self-compassion often begins with naming what it is that you're feeling and then asking, what do I need in this moment? So when you're feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, ashamed, down, pause and say, okay, this is hard. This is uncomfortable. What am I really needing right now? It might be rest. It might be a boundary that needs to be set. It might be movement. It might be connection, or simply to stop trying to do and just be. And so this exercise particularly builds the muscle of listening to yourself with curiosity instead of that critical voice. And the last tool is the compassionate mirror exercise. This is a simple 30-second mirror moment that you can practice daily. Maybe this is while you're brushing your teeth or washing your face. So what you're going to do is look at yourself in the mirror and say something kind out loud. Yes, out loud. Trust me on this. Hear me out on this. So it can be something as simple as, I'm trying, and that matters. It could be, I don't need to be perfect to be worthy. Or, I choose to treat myself with kindness today. So the mirror aspect of this makes it deeply personal. And speaking it out loud creates a somatic, embodied experience of self-compassion. And when I say somatic embodied experience, what I mean is something you feel, not just in your mind, but in your body. So it's the difference between thinking a kind thought and actually experiencing it, feeling your shoulders drop, feeling your breath slow down, feeling the sense of lightness or groundedness return as you speak to yourself with kindness. So in this sense, self-compassion becomes more than an idea. It becomes a felt sense of safety and support within you. So to wrap up, self-compassion isn't just something we deserve. It's something that we need to live well, to love ourselves deeply, to love others deeply, and to move through life with more grace and less fear. And it's also a skill, which means that it isn't just something that, you've either got or you don't got, and that's it. If it's a skill, it means that it can be learned, it can be practiced and strengthened over time, just like any other skill. So each small moment of kindness toward yourself helps rewire those old patterns and builds a more supportive, empowering relationship with yourself. And the more that you choose kindness over criticism, even in small moments, the more natural it becomes to treat yourself like someone worth caring for, because you are. And so if you've been relying on self-criticism to get you through, maybe today's the day to try something softer and far more powerful, as we've seen. And so to propel that, I'd invite you to ask yourself today, or write out today, what's something I'm going through right now? And what would it look like to meet that with kindness instead of judgment? And just see what comes up. And also, if this is something that you want to explore more deeply, self-compassion is something that we work on heavily in my programs. And so if you're feeling stuck or curious or want support in building this skill because you're starting to see what could open up for you in your life with this skill, do not hesitate to reach out. You by no means have to figure this all out on your own. And so I'm here to support you with that. And until next time, may you know that you are not alone. I am here with you. May you be guided by curiosity and grounded in compassion. Sending you love, light, and gratitude today and always.